Hello everyone, welcome to my class. In the previous episode, we have discussed about the concept of policies for business growth. Under that, the policy framework in India, that is historical background. And in this episode, I am going to discuss about policy in the contemporary global economies. Then let me discuss about what about the policy that existed in the contemporary world. Policy in the contemporary global economies. In the contemporary world, the strong economies like US, European nations like Germany, France, Switzerland, Denmark, Sweden, and Japan from Asia have clear-cut policies on governance, economy, market, taxes, and duties, and along with military. So, during the contemporary world, the strong countries like US, European nations like Germany, France, Switzerland, Denmark, Sweden, and Japan, and also from Asia. So they have a clear-cut policies on governance and the economy, market, tax, as well as duties along with military. The emerging economies like Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, commonly we can say that BRICS nations, they have distinct policies on governance. So BRICS nations, including India also, so they have distinct policies on governance. The socialist and communist states like China, North Korea, and also Soviet Union, they used to set up highly controlled public policies. The socialist and communist states like China, North Korea, and the Soviet Union, they used to set highly controlled public policies. So here we came to know about the different countries, so they have their own distinct policies to to control the governance. To cope up with the varied economic problems and demands of the people, every single government has to outline these policies. So why this policies is introduced? Because to cope up the problems, economic problems, social problems, along with to fulfill the demand of the people, so every government has to make decisions that is on the basis of policies. Thus, it will also highlight the different components of a policy. And it will specially focus on India's economic reforms in the year 1992 and major changes in policies since then. So that in this chapter, especially which is concentrates on the monumental efforts in changing the post-independence policies. And these efforts are commonly, we can say that LPG means liberalization, privatization, and also globalization. Then what is this liberalization, privatization, and globalization? So liberalization means what? Freedom, free. For why? So liberalization of economic policy refers to the gradual decrease in government command, government control over the economic policies. That means free from government control. Okay, free from government command over the economic policies or the absence of government interference. So that is what liberalization. Simplification of tax structure, removing quotas, bars, and economic restrictions are few of the examples of liberalization. Okay, so simply we can say that liberalization is what? It is the absence of government interference as well as the restrictions, barriers. Okay, then what about privatization? So privatization, that means transfer of government ownership to private hands. Okay, so the transformation of government ownership to private hands, that is what privatization. In real life, it is done in different forms. In some cases, ownership of all shares is transformed from government to a single highest bidder, that is VSNL, was taken by the Tata Telecom. In some cases, a large chunk of shares is sold to public, but majority shares are in the hands of government, that is public sector companies like ONGC, SAIL, State Bank of India. Okay, but we can say that what is privatization? That is the transformation of what government ownership to the private hands, that is what the privatization. Then next one, globalization. What is this globalization? So globalization is nothing but what the introduction or introducing our economy into world economy or the global economy. Okay, so taking off restrictions in export and import of goods and services. Okay, that means what taking off the restrictions for what? That is in export and importing the goods and services. And it also covers the measures of lifting the trade barriers. So we can say that the introduction of Indian economy into the whole world economy, that is also the globalization. Or we can say that removing the restrictions in export as well as import, means encouragement of export. Okay, so this is for the globalization. So in this way we can say that by the way of these three economic reforms have been bring a lot of changes in the economy, and present also we can see that in the what present condition. Okay, and rest of the things we'll discuss in the next episode. Thank you.